Hey there, Dave Perforce here. I got my Broncos shirt on, celebrating a Broncos victory. Doesn't happen a whole lot, so this is actually a fairly new shirt, even though I've owned it for multiple years. Anyways, I'm here today to talk to you about EdPuzzle. EdPuzzle's an awesome way to take videos, either videos you've made or someone else's video, and add questions and do different things like that to kind of ensure that your students are watching and learning what you want them to learn. So, without further ado, here's the EdPuzzle tutorial. So here I am at edpuzzle.com. I've already signed up, so I'm just going to hit login. I'm a teacher, and I signed in with Google. And here we are. So this is a new EdPuzzle account because I had to get rid of my old one, so that's why it currently says my content and I have nothing. But if I had content, that's where it would appear. Before we actually start getting into the meat of the thing and modifying videos and stuff, I just want you to be aware that you've got a bunch of stuff on the left. So my home is just kind of where it's my home page, it's my landing page. It says trending in computers. That's because when I signed up, I told EdPuzzle I was a computer teacher, so it pulls up stuff there. I'm in Colorado, it pulls up stuff there. Curriculum is basically pre-made video curriculums for different topics. So, you know, if I go to middle school, social studies, see I got these different things. I'm just kind of clicking through this really quickly, but let's say we're doing US history and we're doing the Louisiana Purchase and advanced. There we go. So there's 3 videos related to all of that. Columbine Middle School is where I teach. I'm going to clear these things right there, and now I can see all the content that other people at Columbine Middle School have created, so I can have access to this kind of thing. So, you know, if I'm a science teacher like Jennifer Mitchell and I wanted to get access to this video, I could. There's my content. Popular channels, these are all the various different channels that EdPuzzle subscribes to. You know, most people probably are going to use YouTube, so there's a whole bunch of YouTube videos. Just so you know, when you look at EdPuzzle, these are videos that have been made that are already modified by various different people, and so you can actually claim one of these videos as your own and modify it and whatnot. So like this one, Michelle Perez did the Mexican colonization of Texas. She has added 7 questions or notes to this video already, so I'm not reinventing the wheel. Up at the top, I have content, which is where we've been, gradebook, which I don't have a gradebook set up because I don't have classes yet, and my classes. So we're actually going to start by adding a class. You can do this one of 2 ways. You can add a new class and then manually type in students and all that good stuff, or you can sync it with your Google Classroom. Since we're a Google Classroom school, I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to log into my account. It's going to say it wants to access your Google account. So you allow it, and there we are. So I have one sample class that I've made for the purposes of this video. I'm going to import it. Takes a little bit of time, and now it's imported. And so now I have my class members sitting right there, ready to get an assignment. So I've added my classes. Let's really quick actually look at class options. I can rename the class, I can add a description. This might be helpful if you have multiple classes or whatever. This is also where I will delete the class, you know, maybe for next school year. Okay, back to content. Let's take a look at what you can do as far as actually getting a video. For the purposes of this demonstration, I'm going to be a PE teacher. I always kind of wanted to be a PE teacher, not because I have this like undying love of the PE curriculum, but just because they get to wear shorts a lot, and I thought that was a pretty cool reason to become a PE teacher. Anyways, obviously I never became a PE teacher, probably a good thing. So I'm back here. I'm going to go down to the popular channels. And I'll just pick YouTube, and the only reason I'm going to do that is because I think that's probably what most people are going to pick. And it looks basically the same no matter what you do. So in YouTube here, I have access to the YouTube library. I can do a search for something I'm looking for. So let's say that I'm going to teach a unit on Ultimate Frisbee. So I need to get some rules here. So there's a whole bunch of Ultimate Frisbee things. I could click on that and select it. Another way that you can do this, just so you know, is you can actually go to YouTube and find your video from there, and then take this URL and copy it and paste it right into here. And there we go. So I'm at my video now. Now I got to modify the video. I have cut, voiceover, and questions. So in Cut, it allows you to cut the length of the video. This isn't a super powerful editor. I can't really cut from the middle and stuff like that. I can really only cut down the ends, but this might be useful because, you know, if at the end of the video he talks about his YouTube channel and spends all this time talking about a bunch of stuff that you don't really need your kids to pay attention to, you can drag. There we go. So now I cut off that part. The stuff in gray is the stuff that's been cut out. You can do the same to the start. So maybe I don't want to start until we get to the actual rules, which is about right there. So I've cut my video. I've got it how I want. VoiceOver is, it allows you to do a voiceover and replace the audio that's naturally in the video with your own voice. You might do this if, you know, he doesn't do a good explanation in the video, or you maybe want to customize it for your particular kids or the rules that you're going to use in your PE class or something like that. YouTube used to let you do it on YouTube. Now they've blocked it, but you can do voiceover on other videos. So I'm going to move on to questions because that's where most of you guys are probably going to spend the bulk of your time. So you have 3 different types of questions you can add: a multiple choice question, open-ended question, or a note. A note's not really a question. It just displays something that you want to show your kids, whether it's maybe some more info or something you want to draw their attention to, or you can even put like a picture or a link in so that, you know, they can go to some outside link that you want them to go to for whatever reason. So let's go to multiple choice question. So a multiple choice question will be automatically graded. So that's a cool thing about multiple choice questions. So you just type in your question. So how does an ultimate frisbee game start? And then you start typing in the answers. And you can add more just to make it more difficult. So I'll add one more option here. The important thing when you do a multiple choice question is you have to have the correct answer selected. So that's this green check mark. See, and you can click in there and change things like so. Gotta keep that one there because that's the correct answer. Then I hit save. So now what you will see is that I have a dot right there indicating that I have a question. So if I were to add another question, here we go. Let's say I want to add a question right there. I'll add a multiple choice question. Same kind of thing, type in my question. Make sure to select the correct answer. Remember, you do have a little bit of an editing tool here. Okay, now it's in bold. And save. So now notice I have 2 questions. I'm going to hit continue here. Just to show you a little bit, the open-ended question basically works the same way, except, whoops, that's a note. Cancel that. The open-ended question works the same way, except it's not going to grade it. So, you know, maybe towards the end of the video here, I want the kids to think about, you know, whatever they just watched. So I'll type in my question. There we go. What might be some good strategies for winning a game of Ultimate Frisbee? So the kids will have to type in their answers, and then I would have to grade that myself. But same kind of thing, right? Got the dot there, so I know I have a question there. So let's say that I'm ready to go. I am done with the video. I have it how I want. I will click Finish. There we go. Now all I have to do is assign this to a class. So over here on the right, it says Assign. I'm going to click on that. And then I've got a couple of options here. So one thing I can do is on this tab where it says Assign to a class, I can select the class, select a start date, maybe I want to start it tomorrow or whatever, and select a due date, like so. Then I'll hit save. I would suggest you turn on prevent skipping. This prevents a kid from just skipping through the video and not answering any of the questions or anything like that. They can rewatch the video, but they can't skip. So I would suggest you make sure that is on. You could turn on closed captioning or whatnot if you want. If you click on this, it'll post it automatically to Google Classroom upon hitting this blue assign button. So that's one way you can do it. Another way you can do it is you could go to like a public link here, see, and then you have this link right here. You also have an embed code, but I could copy the link and then I could paste that into something else. This might be useful if, say, I had the kids doing 3 different things for Ultimate Frisbee, and I had created a Google Doc, say, with the 3 different things they had to do. I could just post this link in the Google Doc, and then as they got to it, they would click on the link and do the video. So those are your 2 options basically for posting this assignment. I'm just going to post it to Google Classroom just like this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to look at the student side of things so you can see what it looks like on their end. So here I am on a student iPad. I'm already in Google Classroom, and at the top is the assignment. So I'll click on that, and now it gives me the link, so I'll click on that. And it says to open it in Safari or whatever. So here we go. So from here I can start watching the video. Just so you know, there's also an app. And if I'm in the app, there's my various classes, so I could click into the class, and there's the assignment as well. So either way, the assignment basically works the same. I'd start watching the video. This is pretty good stuff, blah, blah, blah. And then it gets to the first question. And notice I can't really do anything other than rewatch the video. Since we put that you can't skip, I can't skip ahead and whatnot. So I have to answer the video. So I select my answer, click submit, and since it is multiple choice, it tells me right away whether I got it right or wrong. And it also tells me the correct answer. Now I can continue, and I still have the rewatch button. So then I can watch the rest of the video, and we'll kind of skip ahead here so that I can show you the next part. So I've skipped ahead a little bit, and this is now the open-ended question. So I'll type my answer in. One would hope that a kid could come up with something more than that. But anyways, there we go. So notice it says to be graded, and I can hit continue, and I can finish watching the video. I got the second question right, which is why it is green right there. And remember, I missed the first question, which was red. So now the video is going to end, and we're going to switch back to the teacher point of view. So I'm back here on the teacher side of things, and I'm just going to go to the My Content area. You can see my video there. Now I'm going to go to Gradebook up at the top, and I can see what my students have been doing. So I have the one kid who has spent a minute on the video and hasn't completed it, and then I have the kid who you saw. He spent all of 3 minutes on the video and got 1 out of 3 correct. Now, that's not totally accurate because remember there's the open-ended question which I have to grade. So I'm going to click into the assignment. See, and now we can see a little bit more detail. Incidentally, those 3 dots right there let you reset the progress. So if a kid calls you up and says he had iPad glitches or something, you can reset it and let him start from the beginning and try again. I can go into questions and I can see how they did. So there you go. I'm going to back up. And then I can click on the particular student here. So this is my fake student. And I can manually assign a grade. So he missed that one. He earned a 0 out of 100. Got that one correct. And then this one right here, there's his answer. It's certainly not the greatest answer, but it's better than a 0. So we'll give it a 40 because we're feeling generous. So I got a 40 out of 100. I can even add a comment. There you go. And now he should have a slightly better grade. See, and I can navigate between previous students and all of that. So there we go. So if we go back to my grade book, you can see his grade has gone up a wee bit. So there we go. I believe that should get you started on EdPuzzle. There's certainly a few more little things, but this video isn't meant to show you every single solitary detail of EdPuzzle. It's just meant to get you started. So happy EdPuzzling.